Hey, this is Catherine McAdoo. Um, the subculture I chose to do my paper on was Alcoholics Anonymous. Some of the things I learned from applying the learnings from the book to the actual subculture of AA was that AA is considered an institutional network. Institutional networks are organizations in society that are formal. According to the book, they have to display spirituality, practice religion, and confront their common morality. Um, and the subculture of AA fits under that definition. Another thing I learned by applying what I read in the book to my paper is that you have to know the history of AA. AA was started in 1935, and when it was originally started, it was considered a Christian program. But fortunately, the one of the co-founders of AA, Mr. Bill Wilson, had the foresight to understand the meaning of verbal code. So when he wrote the Big Book of AA, he was trying to reach a broader audience, more than just Christians. He wanted everyone to be able to identify with Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 steps. Verbal codes are rules about the creation of messages and the use of words. He changed the semantics. In the original book, he spoke about God and Jesus Christ. But in order to reach to the broader audience, he took out God and used higher power. And instead of Jesus Christ, he said God of your understanding. By doing this, the denotative meanings became ambiguous, and the connotative meanings became acceptable to a broader audience. We see that it worked because the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous has been translated into many, many languages. It's accepted all over the world. You can go to an AA meeting in Russia, you can go to AA meeting in Britain, and they all open you with welcome arms. In the beginning, the 12 steps, Bill Wilson realized, were not enough because it started to create, and another term I learned from the book was a power distance within the group, because there were disparages between the different groups in different cities as to people gaining too much power in the groups. Religious theologies began to clash, and there was no formal format for a meeting. By creating something called the 12 traditions, Bill Wilson created a cultural taxonomy, which was a mental program that was created to contain the dominant values and ideals of AA. As AA is a collectivistic culture, meaning it's a group-oriented culture, individual autonomy is not appreciated because in AA we're all anonymous. There can be large psychological differences in the in-groups and out-groups. Members, in-group members are considered to have unconditional positive regard for alcoholics, while out-group members look at the alcoholic with suspicion and anger. AAs have high uncertainty avoidance. This means AA members feel threatened by uncertain situations concerning the use of alcohol in public and private places. By establishing more structure in the alcoholic's life, he or she can deal better with the uncertainty avoidance. I don't want to bother you with the rest of my paper. I hope I pointed out some good points from the book as I applied them to my subculture of AA. Thank you for your time.